All right, all right. Have you resisted long enough? Is it time to learn the language of astrology? But where do you begin? Well, why not do it the fun way? Come check out the Fun Astrology 101 course and start speaking astro really fast. It's on the homepage, funastrology.com. Well, a new week is upon us. Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the Fun Astrology podcast for Monday, June 10th. Thomas Miller here. Thank you for joining us. We're going to set the week up. We have no direct aspects up in the sky today to talk about. The big juice is ahead of us, and as we were talking about, and Kristen is going to join us with her little Lucky Stars update here in just a second, that things are pivoting this week. This is a week of pivot. Before I give you the theme and keyword of the week, let's build a case for it. And that's basically that things are going to get a little bit more tense and tighter this week in the sky, the prevailing energy. And that's coming off of such an amazing, juicy, wonderful week last week that was just good energy around every corner. Now all of a sudden, as of last Thursday, as we talked about last week, boom, pivot. It really swung on that new moon on Thursday morning. Couple of big aspects, and one is tomorrow, and this is worth mentioning because it's tomorrow morning, Eastern, 9:21 a.m. Mars squares Pluto. I was talking to Robert Glasscock about some things that we're doing on the Old Soul, New Soul podcast and strategizing. And by the way, I hope you catch that. If you want a deeper dive on astrology, check out the Old Soul, New Soul astrology podcast with Robert Glasscock. We go into deep dive on astrological topics. He was reminding me that it was Reinhold Ebertin who did the cosmobiology, that Pluto is 3 times the strength of Mars. Those of you who have a prominent Mars, like I do, or you have Mars conjunct or opposite or square to the sun or the moon, or you have maybe the moon in Aries, etc., Mars-related placements in your chart, if you can just think of magnifying that 3 times, you get the idea. Pluto magnifies every area and characteristic that it's around. Well, tomorrow morning, Mars squares Pluto. That's a tense energy, no way to otherwise put it. And we'll be baking in it all day today. And really, we were baking in it all weekend. That's the only big aspect tomorrow, and we will focus on it more tomorrow with more characteristics and coping mechanisms. But I think the theme and the keyword that we're going to talk about at the end here will cover us for that aspect. Now, the next one is on Wednesday, and that's Mercury squares Saturn. So there's a whole nother different energy. And this is also baked into Kristen's report for this week. So speaking of, let's check in with her. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Thomas and astrology friends. I hope you all had a wonderful week with that cluster of lucky days and that beautiful Gemini new moon. I cannot wait to hear what everyone has manifested. This week is a little bit more challenging, so definitely lay off some of that risky business. Thomas and I go into all the reasons why in Lucky Stars if you want to apply it to your chart. I hope you all have a great week.
As somebody who trades the stock market, you have to realize when not to trade in order to be a successful trader when you do trade. And in what Kristen has developed here around these times of the month, or times according to the sky, that are luckier, well, part of it is realizing when not to push your luck, and this week is a week of that for sure. So Mars and Pluto squaring tomorrow, Mercury and Saturn on Wednesday. You have some Chiron aspects on Thursday, but they're favorable. And then the next really big one of the week is on Sunday, when Venus, making its way into the last terrain of Gemini, squares Neptune at the very end of Pisces. There is a conflict in your heart and in your soul. Remember, lies and deceptions, illusion, delusion, too, from Neptune. And Neptune, that aspect takes place at 29 degrees, 52 minutes. It might as well almost be both of them in their next signs. So that is both planets amplified and extra powerful. This is the kind of stuff that romance novels come to life during this kind of energy. So one of the things you could do around that is to nurture your relationship this week. If there's conflict or if there are disagreements, get way ahead of them with a very spiritual plan. And this is exactly what I was talking about for the theme of the week. And that is, I'm going to say, pause, P-A-U-S-E, not furry friends, although that would probably help too. And from the standpoint of cautionary pause, we have a Mercury square to Saturn. Realize that shooting off that email or that text is probably not the best strategy this week. One of those write it but don't send it. I just mentioned Venus. Our relationships in general could come under some scrutiny and challenge this week. And I've been doing some diving into my own chart and looking at deeper aspects. And Robert and I are getting ready to do a big series on this, on Old Soul, New Soul. And it's really bringing some things to light. This is going to be a big one, and especially this week to exercise it. But it is about just guarding our heart, guarding our reactions, guarding our entire path. Something that's a good thing to do anyway, but now even more so. Not to focus on the negative, to be aware of the energies, and also to strategize on how we are going to plan this out. So, what you need to do is set a reminder. Put it in places where you will see it most often. On your computer monitor at work, on the refrigerator at home, on the bathroom mirror, someplace in your car, but wherever you need to put it, where you will intersect it multiple times a day, that you are going to pause. Cautionary. Count to 10. Not 5, 10. And I know we just came through this big bundle, and we were talking about that so much back during the bundle, but we're still there, and this week reflects that. Yes, the bundle is breaking up. Coming into the week, we are 92 degrees now between Saturn and Pisces, 140 degrees if you go all the way and consider the outermost part of the bundle is Pluto. So technically, we have broken the bundle pattern. However, within the bundle, we still have a stack of a bunch of energy, still within just 92 degrees of each other. Now, by this time next week, it will be a completely different picture. It really starts to break up after that. Okay, so the key word is pause, and that is for our own just cautionary guarding of our responses, because we do want to live and respond from our highest timeline. Hope that helps. We'll see you back tomorrow to talk more about Mars and Pluto squaring each other in the morning. Hope you have a great, wonderful day and week. I wish you the very best, and we will get through this beautifully together. Love you. Bye-bye.